Okay, guys, if you're running paid ads right now and your ROAS is a little disappointing, I want to ask you one question. Before you touch your targeting or your creative or your budget or anything like that, what does your organic content look like? Because I promise you that's probably where one of the main problems is hiding at. Okay, guys, today I want to talk to you about one of the main things that plagues a lot of media buyers and brands, and it's having a huge impact on their paid ad performance, but they don't even really realize it. So in 2026, you absolutely have to be posting organic content alongside your paid ads content in order for your paid ads content to actually perform. And it's one of those things where if you're not posting organic content, it won't matter how good your creative is, how good your targeting is, or how big of a budget that you have, you're still probably going to be throwing money down the drain. So here's the best way I can explain it with an analogy. Imagine that you're somebody who's standing outside of a store and you're holding a sign saying, "Great deals inside the store," or something like that. You're trying to get people to come into your store from off the street. But once they go into your store, there's nothing on the walls. There's no decorations. There's no posters. There's no merch laying around. Can you see how that's probably a really weird experience for the customer? And that's exactly what it's like for online based brands who are running paid media content and they're not actually posting good organic content, or they're not posting any organic content at all. So you want to think about it in the context of paid ads are the advertising outside of your store, getting new people to come into your store. But once they're actually in the door, your organic content is building that trust with the customer and encouraging them to complete a purchase or whatever it is. So the first point that I want to make here is that right now we're living in what is called a trust recession. So you hear people talk a lot about economic recessions, but there's also something that we're living through right now, which is called a trust recession. And I want you to think of it like this. Right now, people are a lot more skeptical now more than ever, especially as ads have been around for a while now, online marketing has been around for a while, and there's a lot of people who have been burned by kind of scammy ads or products that are just not really that good. So in other words, consumer spending right now just has a lot more discretion behind it. So if people see an online ad and they click it and they go to your site, that's cool and everything. But what they're also doing too is they're scrolling your Instagram, they're looking for a TikTok, or they're looking for influencer reviews, that kind of a thing. And all of that is going to be an ecosystem of your organic content. And really the whole point behind why people are doing that is they're just looking to build trust with you and actually check to make sure that you're real. So if you think of your organic content like your reputation, it kind of works as if you were at a party and someone was introducing you to someone else. So that person may not know you, but after someone introduces you and say, "Hey, this guy is great," then that person is going to have a whole lot more trust built with you just based off of that reputation change. So if a potential customer sees your ads and they go to your website or they see your Instagram and there's a huge library of content and people talk about your brand and people do reviews on your products, different things like that, then they don't feel like they're actually really being sold to, and people buy more from brands that they trust like that. So that trust ends up showing in your marketing conversion rate, and it doesn't just increase it by a little bit, it really does increase it by a lot. So you might have, instead of a 2x return on your ad spend, it's closer to like a 4x or a 5x. And that brings me to my next point, which is that marketing in general is an entire ecosystem. It's not one single touch point. So when a customer gets hit with your ads, that's basically like saying, "Hey, we exist." But after that point, then what else happens? That person has to see more marketing touch points, They have to interact with your brand over time. Maybe they get on your email list or they start reading articles about you. That's really how you build your trust with potential customers. And if you think personally about how you've purchased products in the past, it's almost never been a situation where you've just impulse buy, especially if something's really expensive. You're going to want to take time to do your research, read reviews, get influencer opinions, different things like that. And all of those different things play a factor into people's buying decisions. So most purchasing journeys actually happen over the course of several weeks or several days, maybe even months if it's a larger, higher ticket item. This idea that people click your ad, purchase a product on day one, like maybe the old drop shipping style of marketing, that just isn't as effective. And you really have to have a comprehensive ecosystem of marketing touch points in order to be effective. So that's really why brands with a stronger organic presence can outperform and outcompete brands who have lesser organic presences in paid ads. And that's purely because they've just built that ecosystem that nurtures potential customers into becoming real customers. So paid ads introduce people to the world of your business, but your organic content actually makes them want to stay there. The next thing that you want to think about is free organic content is kind of like a creative lab that you can use for your paid media content. So if you're posting organic consistently, you're not actually devoting any of your ad budget to consistently testing new concepts, testing new angles, testing different products, whatever it is. You have this free and organic playground, so to speak, where you can actually test new concepts without putting any ad budget behind it. And you can use that testing ground to see what actually takes off before you promote it on the paid ad side. So when you think about it, it's one of the most efficient ways to do R&D or research and development. You just want to post your organic content, see what takes off, and if you have 20 posts and only one or two of them really break out, you can take that same post, boost it on Instagram or Facebook, put some budget behind it, and then iterate with new concepts based off of that organic concept that really did well and took off. So not only does your organic content build trust within your total marketing ecosystem, it's practically giving you the script on what to say in your paid ads. And that's really a huge creative advantage that not every single brand is taking advantage of. Okay, so to wrap this up, if you're running paid ads but you're not posting organic content, you're really only doing half the job that you need to do, and your ROAS is really likely suffering because of it. You don't want to spend money running paid traffic to a brand that hasn't developed that ability to build trust with customers and get them to convert long term. So fix that thing first and then watch what happens to your ROAS. It'll improve a lot. So I hope this video was helpful. Drop a like and subscribe below. I post videos about paid media, online business, brand building every week. And so if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I read all of them and I'll get back to you guys. See you in the next one.